this draft, it's on page 140, it's a kimono sleeve, and we're doing the kimono with the yoke style. Now the diagram is a little bit hard to see, it's that one, it's the two, like it has just a plain kimono there in the middle, 29, but we're doing 28, and so it shows the kind of top, the back left on this side, and the front on this side, so it's not a great picture the way it's laid out, but this is the diagrams here right below. Okay, and that's the instructions. There isn't a huge amount to do on this one. So you can see that it's a short sleeve, so one of the first things we'll do is shorten the sleeve. There is a yoke line going across the back, so we can just draw that line in where we think it should be. And the same with the front, there's kind of a line that's coming along the sleeve and then down and over. And those lines are just drawn on. Okay, they're like style lines, like we were talking, designer's choice. But we are trying to draft this exact one, so we're going to look at this working drawing and draw it as close as we can to representing that. You can see that divides the block then. There's a bit underneath, a bit on top. The bit on top is the yoke. And then the bit underneath has a line going through it. And basically that gets cut open and spread to be more batwing, to be more space, which is what you see in the diagram there, a little bit of excess fabric there. The thing about the kimono blocks is when you're laying them out, you can't really, you don't have to do this thing of getting them lined up with the center front and the center back parallel, because you can see how wide your paper would have to be. It would be ridiculous. So you actually just do them on separate pieces of paper or whatever way you can. Okay? So I'm just going to place them like that. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is shorten the sleeve back. That's the elbow line there. I don't think your handout has the elbow line drawn in it. But you can just measure back from this corner back to where you want it. I would go further than that. It looks a little bit shorter than elbow. So say on full scale, I'm going to come back about 30. So I don't know if that looks okay for you guys. And half scale, about 15 centimeters back. And whatever you do on the one sleeve, you need to do to the other. So I'm going to do that on this side as well. So now I'm just dealing with this section here. This is all gone. I can kind of wiggle through it so I don't forget that I've shortened my block. And now I'm just dealing with this and this. And so the back is quite simple. I might start with that. We're just drawing a line across like this. I just thought I'd check in case she gave a particular measurement, but she hasn't. So we can just kind of come down and draw that line on. You can see it's slightly curved to kind of go down that okay, so I came down 15 full scale there. I don't know if that's about right. Probably come down a bit more actually. Anyway, looks a bit lower there. So I'm just going to measure what was down here. It was 12 here, so I'm going to come down 12 there to correspond, to make it look like it's the same front and back. And then we're kind of coming across here and down. So we're extending this line up. And that looks pretty straight, that line. All right. So we're just drawn in that shape. That's the yoke. Oh yeah, you come across, don't you, down, yeah, so a little bit down on the dart, a bit further. So you can see I'm not doing really measurements here, I'm going by eye, so not everything has to be measured. I'm drawing this in style line to be like this drawing here. Since I came down 12 here, I just thought I'd kind of balance it and come down around the same amount. So then we've got our yolks, that's pretty much done. That can be traced off as is, and that one too, with grain lines and labeling in it. Now this bit here underneath, in the front there's two bits. There's a little section here, and then there's this section. And what we're going to do is draw a cutting line diagonally like that, and we're going to cut in and spread that. So we're getting that concept of flare, but really this is more for volume and just a little bit of extra sort of bat wing look under the arm. Okay, and so she has point 1 and 2 there. She's just said in the arm and the underarm line, you know, so she hasn't given a measurement. What you want to do is think about where you want that flare, and I think it should be somewhat central and underneath of the arm there. So I'm going to just, again, I'm not going to measure it, I'm just going to eyeball coming down like that. Oh, this is, we're not really cutting through that. So I think she probably has it dotted as well in the picture. We're really only cutting this bit, but we kind of want to put the cutting line directed at that point, so that's why we kind of do it that way. That's the good direction to go. I don't know, I might have had it a bit more angled that way, but... And then we're just going to, cut this out, cut open and spread it a little bit. Okay, so this is that one here. I've traced it and I've cut it out. It needs to be cut right the way out so it can open, and then basically you just take it and open it. I've cut it all the way to but not through, so I've left a little hinge. And then you open it out the amount that you want. Yeah, and she says insert 4 centimeters. So it's handy when she gives you a measurement, just takes all the questioning out of it and you can measure 4. That's full scale. And so then you can, glue this down onto a piece of paper. That's your second construction. That's the second step. And then you still need to do a final then trace off of that with this new shape kind of blended. So when you're doing the trace off of that piece, then you need to blend here because it's gone a bit bumpy, and here as well. So you would trace it around it and just kind of smooth off that line a bit. And same here, you need to do a bit of smoothing. And so that's what the final piece looks like. Okay, so can you see that? And then it goes to that's construction step 2, that's your final pattern piece for that one. But you'd also have this piece here, the yoke, that you'd need to trace off. So that would be the 2 pieces for the back, this piece and then this yoke piece. And then for the front, there's 3 pieces. There would be this little piece here, traced off, needs its grain, needs its labeling, center front line, all that. There would be this piece here, which is the yoke. And then there would be this piece, but it needs its next step. So I'm not going to do this right now and demo it. It's the very same as that. But you would trace that off, you would cut to there, you would open it out 4 centimeters, just like this one, stick it down to a piece of paper, and then trace around the outline, the new outline, with its spread and blending anything that's bumpy. So that was it. I wasn't going to give a full demonstration of everything. You guys kind of know the steps, hopefully, and know at this stage how to trace off and that. It was just to kind of give you that a quick demo of generally what it is you're doing to help you. Hopefully it will make it quicker for you to complete that draft.